Viewers, hopefully you are doing fine. I'm Nasi Alam, Graduate Teaching Assistant, Department of English, North Dakota State University. Welcome to my channel. The name of my channel is Simple Talk. I post my Duolingo videos. I post other educational materials in a very simple manner. It's a small YouTube channel. Despite that, I have been having viewers from all around the world. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your questions and suggestions, and I want to keep on improving with your advice and prayers. So hopefully you will watch this video till the end. I'm gonna share my test scores. I will take a new test. So this is going to be my 12th video on Duolingo English Practice Test. So far my scores are ranging between 125 and 145, but in my real test my score is 140. I wish I could say 145, but it is 140. So let's start. Hopefully you will watch till the end, and thank you once again for watching my video. So what I do usually, I click here and I wait for the practice test to come. It will come, don't worry.
That's all we did. That's all we did.
So always hear it twice. That's what I do. Although I heard it for the first time, it is that's all I did. Again, I'm hearing it thrice in order to have confirmation. In my real test, I'm gonna hear it twice and I will move to the next one. Okay, but here I'm talking to you in order to give you more advice, in order to...
That's all we did.
Yeah, in order to have a conversation. So here it tries, okay? And then relax for the rest of the time. You can move to the next section, but you don't have to. Relax, take your time off, think about something else. Then once the next section comes, again, concentrate. That's the little advice I have. So even I do not read the full passage nowadays. I just know the blanks are there and I just use my common sense and write down the answers first. So even if the questions are uncommon, I tend to answer the questions that are common. And that is something you can do. Answer the questions that are common, then come back to the ones that you couldn't find your answers to, and then look for the answers. I again repeat, I revise. So usually I think these are the correct answers. Again, what you think, you can disagree with me, but I am feeling 90% confident about these answers, okay? But the rest 10% nobody knows. So I still have 1 minute remaining. So in my real test, I will just think about something else. I will just sit idle. I don't know. Maybe I will just think about something good that is happening in my life, or I will just relax, meditate, and concentrate on the next test. But see, 40 seconds remaining, 35 seconds remaining. What will I think about at the moment? Maybe I can think about my driving. I had a good driving. That is something positive about me in my life so far. I'm becoming a better driver. So that is something I can think about. I can think about my school friends. I can think about my family. I can think about something that is not related to Duolingo. Definitely, I'm not gonna think about my failures at the moment. This could give me a disadvantage. Now, to practice this one, mm, I will look for the common English words. Presental, not a common English word. I don't think so. Substantial, yeah. Machinery, yes. Scope, yes. Mm, caution, yes. Disturb, yes. So lots of uncommon words. So how do I know that? Ladies and gentlemen, I read every day. I read English newspapers. I read my academic books. I read newspaper magazine. I read magazines, and I love reading. I love writing, and I love sharing my thoughts in English. So I like being in English, and I love communicating in English because I feel that this is the language I have to master. I have to fully grasp in order to communicate with the outside world. That gives me the motivation to keep working on my English. They also excelled in philosophy, science, theology, and medicine.
There isn't much on our agenda for today. There isn't much on our agenda for today.
So here it tries. First time I heard there isn't much for our agenda today, but the next time I heard there isn't much on our agenda today. So I'll hear it again just to have a clear concept.
There isn't much on our agenda for today.
So if you are a native speaker, you can help me out there. But I get the feeling that that's what he said. There isn't much on our agenda today. So sometimes even after coming here, after talking to so many American speakers, I still struggle to understand some of the things they say. Scientists try to explain why things act the way they do and predict what will happen. I'm 95% confirmed about the answers. I had this paragraph early on, but still, whenever I start a new, I struggle with some of the answers. So I'm happy with the first answer, revision. Some work, cement, standing in the. Even when I got this passage for the first time, I wrote these answers. So I'm trying to say that if your basics are good, you're gonna answer the same thing every now and then. The chances of you making mistakes will be lessened if your basics are good. But if you struggle with your basics, you are going to struggle in the Duolingo test as well. So what do you have to do? You have to watch my videos, you have to watch others' videos, and try to keep watching, working on your skills and keep improving yourself. No matter what you do, you may watch 1,000 videos, but if you don't improve yourself, if you don't apply the learnings you receive, you will struggle anywhere. Condemn means to punish someone. Reparation, I don't think it's an English word. Adolescent, think about me. I'm 18 plus. Capitalist means someone who likes earning money, someone who likes earning capitals. It also, you can think about capitalism. It comes from that word. Then assertive means confident. Treaty means signing a bond, signing a peace treaty. Abrupt means to end something abruptly. It means to end something quickly. Then wilderness means African forest. Think about it. Indian forest, or even the Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest in the world. Yeah. These are the correct words. I haven't heard of the other words. The numerous literary and creative devices used within fiction are generally thought inappropriate for use in nonfiction.
Throughout history, societies have created complex fashions and clothing designs. Throughout history, societies have created complex fashions and clothing designs.
Have you noticed it? When I heard it for the first time, I didn't hear the word fashions. So I thought it would be fashion. But now I see they have added S. So I said earlier, hear it thrice. Me hear it for the
Throughout
last.
history, societies have created complex fashions and clothing designs.
See, S is included. So hear it thrice. That's my advice. Hence, it cannot account for the correct or incorrect application of a name.
They received praise for their good behavior. They received praise for their good behavior. They received praise for their good behavior.
So that's the point. So we all have to have good behavior. That's what I try to have, but it is not easy all the time. Sometimes, let's say you are driving, there are vehicles everywhere, and your children are shouting from behind. It is very difficult to have your patience, but you have to have your patience while driving. Even when you are a teacher and your students are shouting, yelling at the time, even though you don't want to, you have to have your patience. So it is important to have good behavior. I try to behave well. Let's see what happens. Not sure about this one. I'm happy with the other answers, but I'm not sure about until. So, what I do, ladies and gentlemen, every day I wake up and I go to school. I take my classes. I also attend my classes in the evening. I spend time with my family. My wife is also a PhD student. And so we have three kids. We raise our kids. We pick up our kids. We bring them home. We feed them and we sleep. And also we do other household works, so it's a busy life. At the same time we have plenty of time for you. Also we manage to find time for doing other works, so that's how we keep ourselves busy. Now th- there are two ways of staying positive. One is to keep thinking about being busy. Another way is to remaining busy. So always think about ways to keep yourself busy. Also try to do that work. That's what I do. It's not that I do not have tough days. Sometimes I have very tough days. I see it with anger. I don't know what to do, and I try to control my temptation. I try to control my temper at the same time, or I try to control my ego, or I try to remain calm and composed, things like that. But I have my wife, she's my best friend, so I share everything with her, the bad things or the good things. As a result, I somehow feel better after I talk to her. So it's very important to have a partner. Frappe, my YouTube viewer said it's not an English word, so I don't consider it to be an English word. So fundamental means basics, outset, at the outset. It means appear apparently, you can say. Eventful, you know the meaning. Swiftly, quickly. Eradicate means remove something. Counsel, to I'm giving you counseling, you are giving me counseling. Seduce, to attract someone. Shattered means broken. Sparsely means hardly, I mean not very few, you can say. Undue, disillusioned means you lose your illusion, you lose your interest. Humiliating means Bangladesh got defeated by Netherlands today. It's humiliating.
Individuals associated with academic disciplines are commonly referred to as experts or specialists. Individuals associated with academic disciplines are commonly referred to as experts or specialists. Individuals associated with academic disciplines are commonly referred to as experts or specialists.
So, see, I heard it thrice. See, very crucial for you to hear it thrice. For instance, it forces administrations to clarify, amend, or establish their policies. See, my children are talking, my wife is talking. So when they are present at home, I tend to concentrate better. I tend to study better. So their presence always gives me motivation. I'm not sure about two of the blanks. It happens, doesn't matter. You just move on. Indifference means not concentrating hard. You think about something else. Adjacent means close to you. Serenity means peace that you have, that I have. Resilient means you make mistakes, you move on. See, in my previous section, I made a mistake, a couple of mistakes, but I'm moving on. That is resilience. Then humanitarian, you are humanitarians, you are watching my videos, so you are helping me with that. Innumerable means a lot of. Then counseling, you are giving me counseling. Hierarchical means top to bottom. Precede means to come in front of someone. Elaborate means expand something. Analogy, comparison. Oh, I'm running out of time. Misinterpret, I'm saying something, you may understand something else. That is misinterpret. Or you say something, I may understand something else. That is also misinterpretation. If a function is continuous at a specific point, the limit can be moved inside the function.
I expected green lawns and quiet streets in the suburbs. I expected green lawns and quiet streets in the suburbs. I expected green lawns and quiet streets in the suburbs.
So here it tries. So if you look at the American houses, they are different. There are many single family houses, there are apartment buildings, but in the city we live in, that is Fargo, you don't have too many people and there are many wide areas. But the interesting part is more than the people, there are many vehicles. So when you go out, you have to be aware of the vehicles roaming around, plying on the streets. But overall, a nice place, very nice place. Oh, I hate this part. I don't like interactive reading, but I have to move on. I have to go and do something about it. I can't just ignore it. So, what will I do? I'll share my strategies. Are you here with me or have you left me? Do not leave me. It breaks my heart. I have a soft heart, you know. So, I don't want to break my heart. And if you leave me, my heart will be broken. Mm. So I'm reading it twice. First time I was not sure about some of the answers. So the second time I'm revising and I'm getting the wrong answers correct, because on my second reading I am finding new options to give the answers to. I'm sure about some other answers, but not sure about this one. But once I move to the next phase, you will see which answers from these gaps were correct and which answers were not correct. Decades correct, given way correct, correct. And this is wrong. I wrote hour, it should be with. Correct. This I maybe this is wrong. I wrote transitions. So 2 or 3 mistakes there, I guess. So what I will do, I will I'll just skim, but I will focus on the last lines of this paragraph and the first lines of this paragraph, and I will also look at the answers. It should have been the right answer. I clicked it, then I chose the wrong answer. Okay, Nasi, move on. Doesn't matter. What time period? And this is the time period. Mobile computing, I guess. So you are in a subject or you are taking a course, you are not confident about your English writing, so you want to improve yourself as a writer and you are talking to your professor. That's what the idea is. We're talking about a European history class. You want to do well in the writing component.
Hi, what can I do for you?
So I have chosen this one because in the instruction you saw that it's talking about the writing component. So that's why I have chosen this. Yeah, good.
Okay, well, let's take a look at one of your previously submitted essays. Did you get a chance to check the grade you received?
Oh, yeah, it is happening to me as well. In one course, I'm not doing that well. So I need to talk to my professor. Let's see what she says on Tuesday.
It seemed that you struggled to organize your arguments and support your thoughts with evidence.
Yeah, that also happened to me. I couldn't support my points. The student is very diplomatic. I think I should be diplomatic in my meeting with my professor on Tuesday.
One strategy that can help you to organize your thoughts and structure the essay is to create an outline before you begin writing. Don't worry about writing in complete sentences. Just focus on what arguments you want to develop and what evidence you want to use to support each one.
Yeah, I should create an outline. I should support my evidence.
Yes, it's an effective strategy for writing a cohesive essay. After you're happy with the structure of your outline, then you can focus on expanding your thoughts in each section and developing your writing.
So if you look at my earlier performances, I wasn't doing that well here, but today I got 4 answers right. I'm not sure about the last answer, but the strategy that I followed is I read the instruction first, and it was very important. I tried to get a better hang of it. So that you can do. You can read the instruction, think about the instruction first, and think what proceedings might occur in the future. Then while the conversations are going on, pay attention to the last sentence and also the first sentence. Also try to understand, I mean, yeah, look at the last section and look at the last, hear the last question, and more importantly, look at the keywords or hear the keywords. And then once you face the questions, answer the questions based on the keywords. For example, in one of the sections, he talked about creating an outline. So I heard it, and next question was about an outline. I saw the answer there. I just clicked it. Then uh, later on, beforehand, talking about, look at the instruction, it was talking about writing component. So I saw a question on the writing component and I thought it would be the right answer. So you won't have much time, you may have more time, but you have to think about the options very well. I need to plug in my laptop, it's not in charge, so I need to change my sitting position. But will they allow me? If I move away, they will. Okay, right answer. জয়নাব, শ্রেষ্ঠ, আব্বু একটু চার্জার, একটু চার্জারটা দিতে পারবা? চার্জ দেয়া লাগবে আব্বু। দরজা খুলো শ্রেষ্ঠ। হ্যাঁ, খুলে আমার একটু চার্জারটা লাগাই দাও না কষ্ট করে, তাড়াতাড়ি আবার দরজা লাগাই দিও ওইখানে।
কোনটায়? এইটায়?
হ্যাঁ,
চেক করো।
থ্যাংক ইউ আম্মু, থ্যাংক ইউ, লাভলি, থ্যাংক ইউ, থ্যাংক ইউ। আম্মু এই দরজাটা আমার লাগাই দাও। It's good to have kids. They help you in distressing times.
Describe your favorite animal. What kind of animal is it? Why do you like this animal?
My favorite animal is the Royal Bengal tiger. The reason is it likes its solitude. I also like being lonely. I love being alone. So the tiger is the king of the jungle. Similarly, I like to be king in my own jungle. Though in my jungle is my house. So in my house, I'm like the king. My wife is the queen, but I am the king only by her choice. So I think the Royal Bengal tiger is happy. Similarly, I'm also happy. I enjoy my time alone. I do my work. Similarly, if you look at the Royal Bengal tiger, it also does its own work. It eats. It pounces upon animals. It is a predator. It loves sucking blood. It loves eating the meat or flesh of other prey. And the Royal Bengal tiger like frolics around. The Royal Bengal tiger likes frolicking around. It likes jumping from one place to another place. It likes even swimming or wading into the river. So it has everything and it is strong. Similarly, I am also strong. I love doing things on my own. I love being independent minded. I see an owl there. It's a nocturnal bird. It has a good night vision. It doesn't it doesn't hunt in the morning or when it is daylight. The owl doesn't hunt. So when it comes to the night time, the owl becomes a predator. It becomes a hunter, and it has got a sharp attention to details. So it pays attention to what it does. The owl likes flesh. Like other meat eaters, the owl also hunts prey for its own survival. But there is another reason. The reason is the owl likes to feed its cubs. So in order to feed its uh, babies or offspring, the owl has to prey. The owl has to kill other animals. Also, the owl is important for maintaining a sustainable environment. We have to protect many owls because they are the birds of prey, and by hunting weak animals, they protect nature. Yeah, for building up a community, you need commitments from everyone. So the other day we went to a public school. So we had a Halloween party. So in the party, there were many community members flocking together. They were distributing foods. They were trying to help one another. So there was a level of trust. Also, we go to different festivals. There are many religious festivals, there are traditional festivals. So what we do see there, that people are having a level of trust and they are engaged in their community activities, and they want to help one another out. They're encouraging one another out, and they are spurring each other on to do bigger things. So the point is, if you have that trusting relationship, you can build up a community. And for that reason, you need commitments. So most of the time we are busy with our own lives. We may not have enough commitments towards the work we do. So when we have the trust, when we have the dedication, when we want to do things for others, then commitments do come in. So for that reason, to make sure everyone is committed, it is better to have a sign up sheet where people can sign up for the work they have been tasked with. This is how they can get better, and this is how you can build up a community. See, I have changed all the words. I paraphrased. Oh, today I'm finding the questions tricky and I'm struggling. I'm not performing my best. It happens. Think about the best players. They perform well, they also struggle. I'm not considering myself to be the best player, but I'm just saying that I'm not performing up to my level best. Still, I'm doing it for you. I'm enjoying. So I love reading books. I love The Shadow Lines by Amitabh Ghosh. I love this story. The reason for liking that story is the book talks about nature. The book talks about human connection with nature. Also, we find human relationships in the story. So what it shows that with the relationships, you can build up a communal feeling. And the best part is the book highlights the total message of peace and universal harmony. That is the best part about the book. On the other hand, the book could have been much better if the plots were not twisted too much, if the plots were in synergy, if the plots were narrated in a chronological pattern, then I could have understood the story better. Still, I consider that book to be my favorite book because the book deals with Indian setting, and before reading The Shadow Lines, I didn't have enough ideas about Indian settings. Also, the book gives us the idea about the histories of the Indian subcontinent, the histories we have had, the bloodshed we have had, and the despite the bloodshed, the communal harmony we have had in the countries of the subcontinent. And now think about 1964. There was a communal rift because of one rumor. Then in 1947, one country got divided, and there were three different countries that those we didn't have peaceful relationships, but somehow we could have developed our peaceful relationships. Now I have my brothers in India, I have my brothers in Pakistan, I have my sisters in Nepal. So just think about it. The book tries to show that we have borders. For that reason, we have passports. We need passports. Okay, but think about the world where we don't need any passports. You can go anywhere without passports. You can go anywhere without visas. You just need, I mean, the world is one, and everyone is siblings. Everyone is, yeah, is human beings, and they are having relationships, and they are in love with one another, and they are just trying to bring peace and universal harmony to the world. So I love that message about the book, but the or from the book. But the problem that I find is the stories are difficult, the language is difficult, it's an English book. So most of the time, even as an Indian writer, I thought that the book could have been much straightforward. It could have been written in lucid tone, and it could have been more efficient. So these are optional questions. These will not affect my score, but the ones who are taking Duolingo test in the future, you may find these questions in your exam. So let's see what the questions are about. So I talked a lot today. So what happens is when you talk a lot, sometimes you may lose your concentration. But why I talk? Because I try to give you advice, I try to give you suggestions in order to help you out. Oh, that's terrible. So complete the sentence with a word that means continuously. So yeah, so it's a synonym of continuously. Elude. So two wrong, I'm very sure. I loved it. Okay, so in my real exam, I might score between 135 and 155. That's a good score. But definitely, I didn't perform to the best of my abilities. I made some mistakes in some of the questions, and my speaking wasn't that up to the mark. But overall, I'm happy. I'm developing, you are also developing. So these are the ways. If you practice regularly, if you keep speaking, if you keep writing, and if you watch my videos, you watch other videos from different YouTubers, I think you will be there. You will do very well. Um, but most important, the most important part is, let me be honest. I'm showing you my videos. You're watching my videos. I'm getting new subscribers. It is benefiting me. But at the end of the day, you can watch my videos every day. If you don't work hard, if you don't read, if you don't speak, if you don't write, I can't help you. Nobody can help you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please read, Please write regularly, love in English, speak in English, and get better in English. Recently, one of my brothers, I think I sometimes see his video. His name is Suhel or something. He got 130 in his real exam. I congratulate him. So his videos are also good. So you can watch his videos. He has many subscribers. I think there is teacher Luke or somebody like him. So they are all doing well. Watch their videos too and get better. Let us improve ourselves. Okay, so thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I may come with some other videos on Duolingo. I might watch my content on the Duolingo test guide, and this is an unedited video for you, so hopefully you will watch it till the end. Thank you.